Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I'm really loving my flower balloon kiss paintings, like the two I've got hanging up here at the moment. Just loving the technique, loving the control you have when you're recreating the painting. So I'm going to do another one, but a bit differently. I'm going to swipe the base. I'm going to put some silicone in my colours and do a nice green swipe to make a grassy base. Then I'm going to do the balloon flowers over the entire canvas, hexagonal canvas, so it's going to look completely different. I've got really quite thick paint because I want to get the real fine details of the flowers and I want them to hold. So really eager now to get started. So let's go. These are the three greens I'm going to use for the base. I'm going to put a drop of silicone in, coconut hair serum in each, just one drop. Oh, that's a very big drop. That's probably equivalent of a few drops. So I've got Pebeo Earth Green here. I've got Amsterdam Sap Green and Pebeo Iridescent Yellow Green, green yellow I think it is. This is really quite thick, and the reason it's thick is I want the flowers, the paints for the flowers to be thick as well. I want them to all be about the same consistency, and also I don't want loads of massive cells here. So a 40cm hexagonal canvas. So I'm literally just going to drizzle my paint on and then do a swipe over the top. Let's go for this one next. So this is so thick, it's not coming out particularly easily. But I just love the combination of these three greens: dark, natural, and then the bright iridescent. Love it. Right, let's just give this a little bit of a tilt around. You can see how thick it is because it's taking its time moving. So I'm just going to tilt it so all the edges are covered. Right, quite happy with that because it's nice and random. I wanted just nice random mix of the colours. I'm just dabbing my edges. There's just a few bits where the paint hasn't quite drained over the sides. So swipe, I'm just going to use some pieces of plastic. I'm going to cut this so one bit is larger, one bit is smaller. There's something telling me to do something from the middle outwards. I think because the flowers are going to be everywhere, that actually might work quite well. So I've just cut a point. So if I try and think the middle is about there, let's just try it. So from the middle, swipe in every direction. The reason I'm thinking about this is because the swipes will show. So if I then just do them like this, and then I can come in with smaller swipes in between. The lines of these swipes will show. They won't dominate, but they will be visible. So it is important. Right, I am loving this blend of colours. So now, and I'm really liking the kind of symmetrical cogwheel design. So let's now torch, and this will change. We'll get lots of cells up now. They're not going to be particularly big cells because the paints are so thick. If you want really big cells, have much, much thinner paints. Right, really, really liking it. Quite interesting. I've got quite a dark side and quite a light side. But yeah, really pretty. So I've got a really pretty selection of colours here. I've got a yellow, deep purple, gold, violet, a corally colour, and then a bright pink. So pinks, purples, gold and yellow, basically. I wanted to include the yellow because I think that will then help connect more with the base and with the background. So the flowers, let's have a think. I won't use the gold or the yellow for the outside of the flowers. They will be colours just for more in the middle. I think I'd probably use the darker colours, and maybe not even the Venetian rose, the coral colour. So the two purpley colours and the pink. So I'm going to start quite near the centre, because not right in the centre, but quite near the centre, because I want to really hide a lot of that green without the cells right in the middle. So this is very thick paint, so you can see that it's going to take a long time. The paint's taking a long time to drip off the stick. Right, first 3 flowers are done. So let's find my balloon. It's a balloon I'm reusing, quite small. And then the idea is I'm just going to dip that right in the centre. There's a lot of paint sitting there now. So I'm just going to dip it in the centre to remove some of the paint. Just getting down to eye level, and then as I pull it up, it pulls all the colours together. I'm going to do a few dips because there's a lot of paint there. So I've decided to stop and actually leave some negative space because I love the green, and it just seems such a shame to cover up all the green. I might, when it's dry, just do a few little dots. I might add a little bit extra, but just I want to keep the green because it's absolutely beautiful. Now, flowers I'm really happy with, but I did something different. I swirled them in the middle. So I found that if I just dipped my finger in the centre, pulled it out slightly, I had the string of paint under my finger, and then I could just swirl that. And I really, really like it. I feel like it just pulls all the flowers together. And if it distorts, that's absolutely fine because every single flower is different. Yeah, look, for example, that one, some massive petals, but some really skinny one-coloured petals, but that's fine. Another thing that I hadn't quite accounted for is the fact that the silicone in the base, can you see that it's a little bit choppy around the edge of the flowers? So This one's fine, but I think that's a more recent one. This was one of the original ones, and you can see how the silicone is just pushing on that paint. Now, I daren't torch this. I'm not sure what would happen if I torched it, because the silicone underneath the flowers, I don't want the silicone to come up to the surface. So I'm not going to torch it. I might go round the edge of the petals with paint afterwards, hand paint them if I want them sharper. But equally, they don't have to be sharp. So, yeah. I don't think this is quite finished, but loving it so far. So I'll be back when it's dry. So it's totally finished now. Really, really happy with it. It's not perfect, but I'm, yeah, really happy with the result. So the flowers really distorted. So maybe controversially, I've gone around the edge of every flower with a pen. So a pink pen, or a bronze pen, or a gold pen, just to outline them a little bit more. It's not ideal. I would love to have kept it without that, just to have really distinct flowers, but the flowers distorted, and that's because there was silicone underneath the petals. Also, in the centre of every flower, I've dotted on some bronze to make it look a little bit more like the pollen in the centre of a flower. And then, as you can see, I've just dotted on some bronze and in little waves towards the edge. And I think that really connects the base with the flowers. I created the gold border, pulled up the tape, bronze border, and then I've used a black Posca pen just to create a line, a shadow between the base and the bronze. And I think it makes it look like a shadow. So overall, really happy. I've learned from this painting. As I said, it's not perfect, there are mistakes, but the overall effect I'm really happy with. And the bronze border I love. Really think that it finishes it for me. So let me know what you think of this. What would you do differently? Because there are definitely things I would change next time. And what do you think works? What do you think doesn't work? I'd love to know, because that really helps me when I plan my next painting and decide what to do next. Please do hit the thumbs up button if you like it. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Great. Take care, everyone. Bye.